Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching Teen Wolf. This episode 2, season 5. Hopefully you guys enjoyed their first episode. You know, very interesting. It does look like Derek is no longer part of the main cast. Really sad actually, because you know, at the start of the episode when we do the intros, we have Tyler Hoechlin. It pops up for the first 4 seasons, and I only realised it when I was doing the outro of the first episode, saying that we didn't really see Derek this episode, and I was wondering what was going on. And it clocked that I didn't really see his name, and I've gone back and I've checked, and it looks like he's not in it. You know, his name is no longer in the intro, but obviously Liam's has been upgraded, so he's probably the main cast now, and obviously Derek's not, which actually I'm disappointed in. You know, I know he's doing great things right now. I think he's Superman, which is madness, and he may have gone on to do like another mad role and stayed as a recurring character like Peter is in this. But you know, I had high hopes of Derek this season after how we finished obviously the last one, and it seems like a running theme, so to speak, in this show. You know, somebody has an absolutely sick season, and then the next he's just not in. You know, it's happened to Tyler, Isaac again, you know, and now maybe happening to Derek. It's madness. But what is madness is we started the episode with Lydia in Echo House. She was a patient. She was being treated. She ended up screaming, then fighting everybody, mate. She was doing kicks and flips and throwing everybody against the wall. She ended up getting zapped and tucked back into bed. I was wondering, what's going on, mate? You know, is this now? Is this a present? Is it the past? Is it future? What is happening? Then we got the main bulk of the episode where we did see Styles, Malia and all them, you know, the main cast, Scott. And he just got on with the day, and it's very interesting because it is their senior year. You know, Styles is worried about obviously losing his friendship with Scott. He said that he's been speaking to his dad and he no longer speaks to any of his high school mates, and he doesn't want that to happen to Scott. He's got this plan figured out in his head. You know, he's not going to force everybody to do it, but it's like a strategic approach that he can apply to his life to make sure everybody that he cares and loves about is still in his life. You know, it's all about a choice. You don't have to drift away. You don't have to go to a different college. If you want to be around people that you think your life is perfectly with now and that you love, you make that time. I totally love it, mate. You know, they was panicking because Malia was waiting for results to see if she was held back a year, but no, mate, she actually got it at the very end, which is really good, and she actually has passed, so she's a senior. What's really interesting is we had a new interesting like villain that was in the episode. He ended up, his first encounter was with Parrish. He came out of the wall, he ended up stabbing him. He ended up like sucking the life out of him or taking his power, so to speak. He wasn't a werewolf, but he had fangs. And what happened is obviously his eyes was blue. He ended up sticking his claws inside of Parrish. He'd taken his yellow eyes and it transferred over, and then obviously he went back to blue, and he was like, "You're not the one I'm looking for. It's the Alpha, it's Scott." He wanted to take the life or take the Alpha status off him. Very interesting. He ended up catching Scott later on in the episode and they're having a big, massive scrap. It looked like Scott was about to lose. He had the claws in him. It looked like the eyes was about to change. Somehow Scott managed to actually, you know, regain his composure, pull the claws out and snap his arm and said, "Look, mate, you know, my friends are here. Got back up now." And he did, mate, as well. Everybody turned up. The whole crew stood behind him. He's like, "Look, you can take all us on or you can leave. It's up to you, but I know what choice I'm going to make." And the guy did run away. He put his tail between his legs and bounced. He ended up going back to his lair or cave or whatever you want to call it. And there's 3 evil baddies in there. They've all got masks on. They look like, you know, like some Chernobyl kind of stuff, mate. You know, all gas masks and look, madness, mate. They stabbed him. They killed him. They said, "You failed. You don't get no second chances." Ruthless. Cut him open. Loads of sparrows flew out of him. Mad, mate, honestly mad. But that guy was pretty good as well, mate. He had potential, so I'm excited to see you know, the other baddies or, you know, characters that they push us into. And then obviously finished off the episode. Lydia was back in Echo House. She was in bed. The doctor was speaking to her. You know, he's asking, what's happened to Styles? What's happened to Lydia? Not Lydia, she's there. What's happened to Scott? You know, what's happened to Malia? And we was getting all these little flashbacks, mate. You know, Styles was in a car that was flipped. He was upside down, looked like he was dying. Scott was being left by Kira. She was driving off. You know, Malia was cowering in the corner from encountering with the desert wolf. It's like, what the hell's going on, mate? I'm so excited and so fascinated, so I can't wait to jump into today's episode. Hopefully you guys are excited as me. If you do like today's video, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into episode 2 of season 5 of Teen Wolf.
Feeling a little overwhelmed?
No, I'm okay.
Have you been getting enough sleep?
It's not just that. I get night terrors. I usually don't remember them.
Was there one night you do remember?
Oh, look at this, mate. I always say it. I love it when we start an episode with someone that we don't know. Yo, imagine seeing that, mate. She said she had night terrors, but this is just a normal. She don't want to look at that window, mate. Typical. Oh.
My dad found me on the floor lying beside the chair.
There's a theory that one of the biological functions of dreaming is to simulate threatening events, a way for our brain to rehearse dealing with them.
Oh, is she gonna cough up like feathers?
Okay.
Whoa, imagine seeing that. What would you say to someone if you've seen that?
Is this common?
What an interesting start, mate. I always say it. I'll say it every single time it happens because that way you know I'm not lying. When you start an episode with a character that you don't know and you're fully engaged, that's when you know that you're onto a winner. Do you know what I mean? Like, we had it last season when the silent guy come in. Shh, don't tell no one, mate. I'm going to chop this whole guy's family up. That was decent, you know, that was a good start. And this one, very good as well. Now, I've got the same windows as her, you know, well, not the same. The way you opened and closed her one was terrible. You had to twist that little thing. What ancient time is she living in? Literally, I've just got a latch. But what's interesting is, mate, she was trying to sleep in the dark, yeah? I'm definitely putting that in quotations because that was brighter than the room that I'm in now with all these lights shining on me, honestly. Literally, it really is. I have to go to bed in absolute pitch black. Also, what is GPA? Now, she was saying it to her about your GPA or something. It was muffled, but I actually never know what it is. I hear it all the time in American programs. This person's GPA is higher than this one, so that means that the person with the higher GPA is cleverer. That's what I'm assuming. But what is it? We don't have that in the UK at all. So, like, you might think, oh, that's a stupid question. No, like, that is not a thing here in the UK. So I'm literally zero knowledge on what a GPA is.
For intramuscular injections in the hind leg. Stay clear of the sciatic nerve. Aspirate back to make sure you haven't hit a vein, and just keep the needle still. Are you sure this guy was a werewolf? As far as I can tell, these claws are actually talons. In fact, they're the talons of a harpy eagle. Talons somehow were able to absorb your power. The only one who should be able to do that is a beta of your own making.
Oh, so they're thinking Theo might be involved in it, but who knows, mate? They could either take Theo or Liam.
Someone's trying to change those rules.
Yeah, this kid is a werewolf. Your best friend is a werewolf. You are dating a were-coyote. Just go to school.
What did you do? What is it? What's different?
Because I'm the only law enforcement officer who knows anything about this does not make it my responsibility to do something every time you have a minor suspicion.
And all you found was a speeding ticket?
Speeding ticket signed by Theo's dad 8 years ago. Who speeds? People trying to get away from something.
How many would you have if your dad didn't get you out of them?
17.
It's got like great hair, perfect body. You should definitely feel threatened.
Thank you, because I do.
You want me to touch her? You sure I
She
can-
don't get it.
Have a plan. It's not Theo.
What the fuck, mate? Imagine if it wasn't Theo, then that is really interesting. To be honest, right? If you had a friend who, I don't even know what 4th grade is, you know, in the UK, how old? Year 4? Maybe what, 8? Not where you leave. Yeah, you're probably about 8 or 9 in year 4 in the UK. I don't know what it is to 4th grade, but could you remember someone in year 4? So if I had a friend turn up to me now and said, yeah, you know, we was in year 4 together, I wouldn't have a clue, me. Not going to lie, I'll hold my hands up. I wouldn't have a clue. If he said that he was somebody, I probably remember the name, but I would never remember the face. So it's interesting that Styles has obviously pulled that, pulled that observation. Now, what I love, like I say, I'll be consistent about Malia, is like she just don't know what's going. Well, she knows what's going on, but she does like she's so simple. Like she's giving out compliments to him. Oh, he's got great body, he's got great hair, he's really good looking. You know, he's making him feel a bit insecure. And then she's like, "Jump to torture him." Like, I think I could take him. And she just doesn't. Like, she doesn't get it. She's just so simple. It's like when she's seen the Berserkers, yeah? As soon as she seen him, she went after him. She got stabbed. The next time she seen him, she wanted to go after him again straight away. She just instantly acts. She don't think or anything. She's so simple, and I love it.
Still reading about this stuff? I was attacked by an armor-plated giant wearing a bear skull. It left an impression.
Does he know who she is, or is he just instantly attracted?
Have a seat.
Oh, fuming. Do you know what, right? Again, I'm asking another American question. Do you have those singular desks? So, you do go in a classroom and you sat at your own little pod. Because again, in the UK, we don't. Like, I've got a full-on table here now, spread my hand. Basically, we all sit in a line. So, like, somebody will be sat here, and somebody will be sat here, and somebody will be sat here. Like, we're all spread out. So, we're all just in. Sometimes you're in a U shape. Everyone's just in a U. Like, nobody's singled out. You don't have your own table. You don't have a specific desk. Every time you go, you just sit somewhere new. It fascinates me, man, honestly. It really does.
Are you in the right class?
AP Biology.
Do you know what AP stands for?
Advanced Placement.
Somebody tell me what plasmids are.
Circular self-replicating DNA molecules.
Did you know the answer?
No.
It's a common test question. What's your #1 college pick?
UC Davis.
Good choice. The best school on the West Coast for biological and physical science. Don't be so disappointed that the test is specifically to help you determine whether you should actually be in AP Biology.
I got a free period. So do I. So does THEO Rankin. Let's go. Dude, it's the first day of school. Okay, shouldn't you be thinking about other things like soccer team? It's warm out. Probably gonna be shirtless.
I'll see you in physics.
No, I was wondering if you're still pissed off about 6th grade, but guess you cleared that up.
I'm not pissed off, Liam. I'm vengeful.
I like it. Yo, mate, it's like the Berserkers where she can see things and no one else can. Yo, that was sick. That was so sick. Don't even go over there, mate. That's a sign to turn the other way, isn't it? You don't go to that. I'd be using bolting it away, me. I'd be goners. Dust would be left at that locker. Do you know what I'd like? It cut to the present. Her stood in a locker screaming while everyone's walking past her.
Tracy.
Oh, yeah. Close enough. So she is seeing stuff. Oh!
Didn't even realize that it was night until the yard lights came on. I was sitting there at the bottom of the pool, and I realized something. I never heard the board come back down. It came at me fast. I barely had a chance to turn around before it bit me.
It wasn't an accident. He wanted to turn you.
Right, so why weren't you part of his pack then?
Told me the alpha that bit me was killed by 2 of his own betas.
Oh, you can need it.
Right, or you just know how to steady your own heart rate while you're lying your ass off.
You had an inhaler. I remember this day where I ended up in the nurse's office with an asthma attack. You told me what would happen when you go to the ER for asthma, how they give you oxygen and an IV of prednisone. Made it sound easy, like everything would be okay. I swear, I'm that same kid from 4th grade. I better not be late for class. You're the only ones I need to make a good impression on.
What we're saying? Are we saying he's telling the truth or not? I think that was... I'm going to say he's telling the truth. But then I don't know if I would just get sucked into a lie. That lie was such a good lie that it's enough for me to swear on his side right now. I have no evidence other than Styles saying that he looks different to believe that it's not him. Do you know what I mean? So right now in this position, I'm going to say he's telling the truth. The more comes to light, the more I change my opinion. But I mean, Styles has got to believe that surely. If he can't remember his face, surely like a story like that would help his cause anyway, to say that he is who we actually think he is.
We have to give people the benefit of the doubt sometimes.
Not this time, all right? I'm right.
Lydia's the psychic.
Lydia's not a psychic. She's a banshee, okay? There's a difference.
I told her to take the rest of the day off, but she said she didn't want to miss the first day.
Let me try. I don't have any more classes. I can take her and talk to her.
Yeah.
I don't see any signs of an attempt at forced entry. Tracy, you said the skylight was sealed for weatherproofing?
It's open.
Anything?
No, nothing.
Whoa, there is, mate. There's spare of it. Wow. He's obviously seen that. He's got to relay that to Lydia. Surely he's not keeping that to himself.
Okay, I think we're all good for today.
How'd I do?
There's room for improvement.
This is Theo's dad's signature on a speeding ticket from 8 years ago. Now this is his dad's signature on a transfer form to Beacon Hills High School from just a few days ago. They're completely different. Come on, look. The garlands don't even match. The undulations of the sinuous stroke, totally off. And look at this.
No one's done anything wrong.
Yet.
Yeah, Scott.
Parents
Yet.
are both psychotic killers, and obviously we should not trust him, right?
My parents are Peter and the Desert Wolf.
What a counter.
Fine, you know what? I'll just figure this out myself. I don't need anyone.
Can't do anything official right now, but I can come back after my shift tonight and watch the house for a couple hours.
I'll keep you company.
Don't you have school tomorrow?
One class.
How can you only have one class?
I had enough credits to graduate last year.
Medium Americano. Black.
You took the hint. Guys, watch his calories, mate. You don't want no milk.
I told you he was up to something. We We just spent 3 hours watching this dude play video games in his bedroom. The FBI are covering up a mass murder.
Let's find out.
I forgot I was supposed to meet Mason at the school gym.
Okay, why didn't you just tell him?
I haven't told him everything.
Still, he said it was okay.
Yeah, I know, but it's not that easy.
It's just, it's always better when they know.
It is always better when you know.
What if he tries to stab me with something silver? Or what if... There he is. Hurry up, stop scrolling around.
Oh. Why has he just left that?
He's sad.
You sad?
Not just sad. Grief.
Grief. Oh my God. Go, like to go.
Why?
Go right now. Just go.
It's the bridge where they found his sister. He's leaving a flower for her. Well, that doesn't sound evil. I know.
That was fast.
What are you guys doing?
Nah, it's not. They're playing it off, aren't they? They're playing it off dead sketchy. He's not evil, mate. Like, it's not, I'm calling it. Well, I'm not calling it. I'm going to change my mind after seeing the next scene. I just think that they're making him out to be a little bit sketchy, but it's not. What's Liam doing leaving that? What was that necklace in that hole? What? Like, why would you fall down there and see it and then leave it? I don't understand.
Why do I get the feeling this kid's tougher than he looks? Only when we let him off his leash. We were in Little League together. Why are you so suspicious of him? One's a speeding ticket signed by your dad 8 years ago. The other one's a signature on a transfer form to Beacon High. They're different. What do you think I am? We don't know yet. I'm gonna give you a DNA sample or something? I came back here for Scott, but I also came back for you. Someone who's willing to walk into the woods in the middle of the night to protect his friends. I don't have anyone like that. I'm meant to be a part of this pack.
Interesting. You give a good speech then, didn't he?
I've got to meet a client at the courthouse, okay? But I'll be back soon. I won't let anything happen to you.
Right, is it nighttime now? Because it was nighttime where Styles was, and if it is nighttime, why is that big beam of light shining through a window? It should be dark. Scott's here now.
Find anything? Nope. It was the bridge where his sister died, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Very embarrassing. So we're gonna leave now. Favor, get in the car, turn the ignition when I say it. We followed him out here. What do you want me to say? That I'm a stalker? That I'm crazy? Totally paranoid? None of this is new information. Try it again. I bet you still think that there's something about him that can be saved.
Why can't you trust anyone?
Because you trust everyone! Oh!
I'm fine. Let me see it.
I like this, what they've introduced in the show. I just think it's a good little feature that they've done. Of course it'd work now, wouldn't it? Whoa, check this. How's she outside?
Sorry I'm late.
Oh, no, you're not late. You missed it.
Yeah, I know. I forgot. I'm gonna tell you why.
There's a wolf.
Yeah, I'm getting to that.
No, there's a wolf.
Oh, that's interesting, mate. Can he transition Theo into a wolf? Looks like Derek. That looks like Derek from last season. Oh, look at this. Is that Theo or what? Well, interesting.
You're a werewolf.
Yes, mate. A friend that actually buzzes when they find out, you know, not scared. I'm sick of all these programs. Well, pretty much this program happens a lot. Vampire Diaries and all that. When they reveal that they're a supernatural, people panic. They start crying. You know, Scott's mum, do you remember when she first seen him? She was crying her eyes out. I was like, mate, makes no difference to your life whatsoever. It's still Scott, mate. The guy's just turned into a elf. You should be buzzing. It's a sick power, you know. First time that I've actually seen someone buzz off it. Wait, it's Theo. It's sick how he can go into full form. We've not seen many people be able to do that. What was he trying to get out of that then?
How come you never told me why you want to go to UC Davis? Perfect for someone who wants to be a veterinarian? Why wouldn't you tell me? Are you worried what I would think?
Were you not smart enough to make
it? Always happens when she goes to the light.
As far as I can tell, no one's gone in and no one's come out.
Sorry I wasted your time.
Not a total waste.
Imagine waking up and seeing these walk at you. What would you actually do?
There's nothing there. There's nothing. It's not real. I'm sleeping.
No, Tracy. You're awakening.
Alright, okay, so I'm assuming that you can... Is she a werewolf now? There's a fast transition actually. You know, the guy wasn't a werewolf last episode. He had, like, what did he say? Pigeon claws or something. I can't remember what he said his claws was. bird claws or something. But whatever it is, that serum works quick because she's transitioned over. But I was wondering who put the scratch on her locker, and it was her. So this, again, that we've just seen now, here. So that clip that we've just seen now, right now, happened in the past. Because the scratch on the door happened in the present. And the present was Lydia last episode on the bed. And the past is Lydia stood talking to Jordan. I ain't got a fucking clue what's going on, not gonna lie.
Usually we wait until they do something wrong before we declare them guilty. And proof always trumps instinct.
Got it. There's something different. I know what it is. You're not wearing your wedding ring anymore.
Oh, look how he saw that.
You sure this kid's guilty? And all you gotta do is wait.
He'll do something,
if
yeah.
they're really guilty, eventually they make a mistake.
You were told to practice.
I practiced hundreds upon hundreds of times.
I wouldn't say hundreds.
Why are you throwing him
There
under
is
a bus
one way
like
of
that?
practicing. It's not easy to write when you're wearing a cast.
Guy fucking had me on that bait, didn't he? He had me. Fair play, fair play. Gutted, man. Like, I love doing the guesses. He had me then. Yeah, he had me convinced. His lie was so good. Like, he obviously told something about Scott's past. Do you know what I mean? Like, because the only evidence we had at the time, yeah, at the start of the episode, was Styles' suspicion. And then, obviously, the more we've seen, he told a good lie to Scott. Scott's believed him, said something about the inhaler, the hospital, and, you know, he's seen him on the bridge throwing, you know, flowers to his sister's, like, place where she died. And it's like, all of that stuff seemed very genuine, and he had me hooked. You know, I believed. It turns out that he is a bad guy. Very interesting. Styles is suspicious since day one. I've got to be honest. A signature. I don't care what anybody says. That, like, writing. Yeah. So like when people can get, if I wrote a whole page of words, you'd be able to, and then I wrote another one, or somebody else did, you'd be able to tell. Now, my signature, even though it's the same, it'd be different every time. Especially that guy's, mate. Like, is it called calligraphy or something? The way he done his flicks and all that can never be the same. Like, some letters are joined together closely, some are spread apart a bit differently. Mine, like I said, if you looked at mine, you would tell straight away that they're both different. You could tell they was both by me, which I would have said both of them was, but the way, obviously, that it was... Because even he said that he's wrote them both. He even admitted, he sat at the table, look, mate, I wrote them both, but I practiced, like, hundreds of times trying to get them identical. And then he's like, well, that's not good enough, is it? Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it looks like it's the same writing, but obviously displayed differently. And you can never get the same, every single time. But it turns out he is there for a reason. But he's not working with the guys that have just taken over that girl, are they? Which is interesting, because well, he might be, I don't know, but we've had no indication of that so far. So unless he's here for his own, you know, his own reasons, his own like thing trying to get Scott, then we've got kind of two enemies coming, which is interesting. And we're still not seeing Derek once. But the wolf that they used for him running after Liam in the school when he obviously displayed his powers then was the exact same wolf as Derek last season. Whatever wolf dog they used to do the scenes, it was the same one. Because when season 4 episode 12 premieres on YouTube, look at the thumbnail, because that is my thumbnail, and it is the exact same dog, mate. But again, good episode, I enjoyed it. It's been a really good start to the season, to be honest. It really, really has. Okay, so that wraps up episode 2, season 5 of Teen Wolf. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episodes, but it turns out THEO is a bad guy. You know, he's not as good and kind as he's letting on. It seems like Jordan's obviously getting closer with Lydia. Really interesting. I'm liking them. I did call them maybe last season or season before that maybe they would get together. I could tell that the interest was in them. It was the episode where, it might have been episode 1 of the last season. Do you know when he went into the house when she was trying to find some bodies, and he ended up didn't they? She found that door and he went inside and all the bodies was in the bags. I could sense a connection between them then. I think I called it there that I could tell that he likes her. And obviously fast forwarding now and, you know, they're getting closer. It's really good. That girl, very, really interesting. I picked up a name in the episode. I've totally forgotten now we got into the intro, for the outro, but I love it when we start an episode with a character that we do not know. You know, it always gets me intrigued, and you know you're going to have a decent episode. You know, it happened that one that was just saying there when he went and found the body bags with the silent assassin when he come in telling everybody to shush. It's happened today again. Another start of an episode of a character we don't know, and it's been a good, solid episode throughout. Now, obviously, she's been selected as the new person, possibly to go after Scott. I'm trying to figure out the timelines, you see. My head is absolutely all over the place because I don't really know which is present day. I know that sounds ridiculous, right? But we're watching present day now, yeah? But it can't be because she had a scratch on her locker. Right, how can I say this so it makes sense? Lydia found her in the school when she was stood there looking at that thing crawling towards her. And when Lydia had taken her away, she had a scratch on her locker. And at the end of the episode, yeah, she was out of her house. So Lydia, in the same day, it seems, that she scratched the locker, was stood outside the house with Parrish, waiting to see if anybody went in her house. But at the same time they was waiting there, she was getting transitioned into, well, she'd left the house, she'd left it, but she was getting transitioned into this monster. So it doesn't make sense because when she was transitioned into this creature, it would have had to been before Lydia first met her, scratching this locker. I'm hoping that makes sense. Hope you're not scrambling your head as much as it's scrambling mine. And like I said, which timeline, yeah, is Lydia last episode laying in bed ending the episode? Is that after Lydia stood here at her house in this episode, or is it before? I feel like it's after. I feel like the ending of the last episode and the transitioning of the girl in this episode is before the whole episode that we've just watched. I don't know if that's making any sense. It's making sense in my head anyway, so hopefully if I just follow along, it all makes sense as we go forward. But that is going to wrap up today's video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. If you did, please smash a like. It really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I will catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.